Okay, we're recording. All right, thank you guys for hopping on the call tonight. I know the last day of the month is not typically my favorite day to do these training calls because we usually like to be working on some other things.
Yeah.
But this was the day that it happened, so we're just gonna roll with it. Tonight we have Kelli Jackson on as our guest speaker. I met Kelli this year at Leaders Retreat. I think I will always remember her as Princess Peach. That's what she dressed up as for Halloween. So every time I see your face, I see also your blonde wig and your pink dress. But Kelli's team has experienced a ton of growth over the last few months. With a lot of work behind that, and she's going to tell us a little bit about what they've been doing, give us some tips and tricks, and tell us a little bit about her journey. So Kelli, I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to you, and I'm going to mute myself.
Okay. Oh, dang it. My daughter's calling right now. Just 1 second. Caitlin, I'm on a meeting. Do you need something? Whatever's fine. Okay? Sorry, bye. What do you want for dinner? Sorry, guys. Okay, so I joined Plexus in December of 2000. I'll just tell you my story real quick to start off. 2015. I actually ordered the products in probably like 4 months before that as a preferred customer, and I am always paranoid of that auto ship, so I canceled right away. As soon as it came, it was like so, and I took the products for like a week, and then I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't lose 20 pounds. Like, this is ridiculous. It's not working. So I stopped taking them. It was so stupid. So anyways, I decided a few months later that I was tired of getting older, feeling like crap all the time, and I needed to do this the right way, and I was going to stick with it because I knew by watching all of the testimonies that it would work if I just stuck with it. And I decided that I like the prices the cheapest way I can get them. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it at wholesale because I know it'll work, and I know that I'm going to share with people when it works. And so I joined in November 30th or 30th. I think there's only 30 days. November 30th, I think. Anyways, and then as soon as I started taking them, within the first week, I actually did start noticing a difference with just, I actually had some product left over that I didn't take before. And so I started on it before I got my stuff, and I already noticed within the first week a little bit of change just with the probiotic and the BioCleanse. And I was like, oh, wow. And so then I started sharing with my friends, and, right away reaching out with my friends, I was quickly growing in the business. I think I went silver in my first 10 days or so, just by reaching out to people and sharing what it could do for them, and that I had just started, and do they want to join me? And actually the first person that joined me was a friend of mine that I've known for 13, 14 years. And she'd been sick with many, many things. She has gastroparesis, celiac disease, all sorts of things. She was going to doctors 2.5 hours away in Seattle, being seen by specialists. They were going to do, I think she said, Botox injections because her system was not digesting. She did tests, and it would be like 8 hours later, and things were not digesting in her system at all. She would wake up nauseous and bloated every day. She felt like she was pregnant or something. Anyways, within the first pink drink that she took, all of that went away. Her nausea went away. She was like, what? How could this possibly work within 1 day? And she found out by researching the ingredients that because of the alpha-lipoic acid in the slim, anyways, that's what she needed for what was going on, but none of the doctors knew that's what she needed. And it was amazing. So that was it was such an awesome testimony to the products, and just, it was so exciting. And I really just kept sharing and sharing with my friends, reaching out. I was sharing on Facebook, and I went silver in my first month, gold. So silver in December, gold in February, senior gold in March, ruby in May. And then, I mean, we just had tons of momentum going. I was doing my IPA. I was working hard. And then I think after convention, summer hit. And I started going camping. My husband was home. I wasn't working very much on my business. I was more just kind of letting everybody else kind of do their work, and things just kind of slowed way down. And I was like, what's going on? People are falling off. I don't know what is happening. And then come November, I think my points went all the way down to like, I don't know, below 400, I think. And then November, I hooked up with some other Ruby ambassadors, and we started working together and figuring out how to get the momentum back. So we challenged each other to be reaching out to 10 new people every day. And I filled up my planner. So I won the planner actually in November, but I filled up my planner. This is my planner. I don't know if you can. It's usually packed every single. You don't have a planner, you need a planner because they're very important. So I put 10 names. I went through my Facebook. 10 people I'd never talked to about Plexus before on every single space through my planner. And I reached out to 10 new people every day in December, plus following up with people, plus giving like happy birthday shout outs. That's super important too. And I was going to say, since starting that 10 new people a day in December, in January, I earned the watch from Plexus. In February, I was on the leaders board for most preferred customers for one of the weeks. In March, I had 7 new ambassadors with their convenience orders on and welcome packs. And so far this month, I have 11 new ambassadors with their welcome packs on and their convenience orders on. So that all, I believe, stems from doing my IPA. Because I had slacked off so bad that I wasn't planting seeds with all those people, you know?
Nothing.
And it's not like it started right off in December. That's when I started planting more seeds, and that's when it really started blooming again. So I actually am back up to Ruby points, and I'm hoping to go Senior Ruby next month. So
let me stop you real quick there while we're on this subject. When you talk about reaching out to 10 new people every day, what does your reach out message kind of sound like?
Well, if it's new people, I would mostly go on their Facebook and just comment on their pictures. I wouldn't necessarily say anything about Plexus. Sometimes I would send the magic message to them. I don't know if you guys know what the magic message is. Okay. Do you want me to say what it is? Okay. So I think, let me remember what it was. So it'd be like, hi, Cassie, or hey, Cassie, exclamation point. I'm sure you've seen my posts on Facebook. Have you ever tried Plexus? Or some people say, have you ever heard of or tried Plexus? Question mark. And that's it. And that actually does get a lot of people because it's short. It has a question that they answer. And you'll get a lot of people responding back to you. No, I haven't. Oh, I've never heard of it. And I'm like, you're on Facebook with me. How have you not heard of Plexus? Because I do not go one day without posting about Plexus. It is hard for me to maintain or to contain myself about Plexus. Like, I'm like, no, I cannot post again. Like I just posted. Like, it's really hard for me to keep it to only a few posts about Plexus a day. So I'm like, I don't know how you haven't seen my posts. So that's what I usually do. And I try to do all the happy birthdays. And when I wish somebody a happy birthday, I make sure and tag their name. So happy birthday, Cassie Terry. So it shows their name up and they're tagged in it so they actually see. Because they get like 100 happy birthdays. They don't really know who all said happy birthday to them. And I'll throw little emojis. Or sometimes I'll send a cute little happy birthday picture thing. You know, something cute. So it stands out. You want it to stand out that you said happy birthday happy birthday to him. Is that good? Okay. I'm just trying to read through my notes. So that was pretty much, so that's my story. And then not only that's like my business story, but health-wise, I used to struggle with chronic headaches, and those are gone. I used to struggle with my arms used to go numb at night, and I wasn't sure what that was. I thought it was carpal tunnel or something, but it was probably the inflammation, and that was gone within 2 weeks. I never even started for that. I was just like, hey, wow, look at that. My arms aren't numb anymore at night. I've lost 18 pounds. I don't have brain fog in the morning like I used to. And I've met tons of new friends, which has been wonderful. Financially, I'm a nurse, so I was able to cut back at work and be home with my kids more. That's been a huge blessing. Our plan is to retire my husband, hopefully within the next year or two. He's a vice principal, and so that would be amazing. If that's in God's timing, I hope. That's what we're praying for. So that's been my health and my financial testimony. So with newbies, the newer people, I've changed the way also that I'm doing things with new people. I used to not push the business at all with people. It was all about the health part. And the business is incredible. I mean, it really is incredible. $100 a month that you don't even have to spend. I mean, you don't even have to. Of course we do because we love the products, but you don't even have to spend that money. Somebody else can buy the products and you can make a fortune. Really, it's amazing. So it gets me really excited. So I like to share that because a lot of people are suffering financially. And so I lead a lot with the business. I tell them the business is amazing. It's amazing. I've done other network marketing companies. Our products, there's no question, they're fabulous and they work and they're needed by the masses, and the business is amazing too. So when I sign up somebody as a new person, I will send them a kind of a little welcome thing just through Messenger. I used to do email. I don't know what is the better way. I just didn't feel like email was I don't know. For me, I like to send the Facebook message. And I just send a paragraph. It's like about that long. It just says, welcome. Do you want me to read it? Okay. Sorry, it's in my notes. Okay, it says, welcome to the team. So first, I like to make sure you take a notebook and you write down all of the symptoms you are dealing with. If it's bloating, skin issues, energy problems, not sleeping, weight gain, digestive issues, anything. I tell them, write down every single thing that you're dealing with right now. Also write down your weight, and then I send them the measuring sheet so that they can make sure and measure. And it's really important that they know to do this, because when you know how gradually things change and you don't realize how terrible you felt when you started Plexus. And I said, some people think, well, it's not really doing much for me. Well, they don't remember. They're feeling so good now. They don't think they need it anymore sometimes. They don't remember how bad they felt, or they don't remember, or they're thinking it's not really doing anything. In fact, if they look at their sheet that they wrote down all their symptoms that they're dealing with, it's like so much has changed. So it's really important that they write down all those things so they know, and they can look back at month 1, month 2, month 3 and see that things are changing. Write down all that, and then what you're hoping to get out of Plexus. Also, the products help burn fat and not muscle, so make sure you measure. You will show loss first with measurements. And I also like to send out an annual Plexus income, the little graphic for that, because Plexus is a huge opportunity you have at your fingertips. If you want to share it, you don't need to know what to say. I'm here to help you. You will get the most out of your membership by being active on the team page and being involved. I'm super excited to see you feeling better, and message or call me anytime. I'm here for you, and I give them my phone number too, so they can text me if they want. And so then I also talk to them about sharing. So most people say, I don't want to share until I have a testimony, or I don't want to share at all. I'm not a salesperson. And I say to them, okay, first off, your friends most likely have other friends on their Facebook, or they know other people who do Plexus, right? Not just you. They have other friends posting about Plexus. So if your friends don't know that you're doing Plexus and they go to one of their other friends for Plexus, how's that going to make you feel? Would you rather your friend came to you, or do you care? Or it doesn't matter to you? And that way they kind of think about it. Oh, well, yeah, of course I want them to come to me. Okay. Or if they say, no, I don't care, then okay, that's fine. But if they care and they want them to come to them, then I say, okay, well, I'm going to help you. You don't have to know anything. You don't have to know about the products. You don't have to know what to say. I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to post. As soon as someone comments, you put them in a 3-way message with me, and you tell them, hey, this is my friend. She's my product guru. I just started, and she's going to help us figure out what products are best for you. I tell them not to give out their website, because people will go to the website. First off, they don't know how to order, because there's different ways they can order. They don't know what products they need, and we want to make sure we customize it to fit each person. So they'll put them in a 3-way message. I said, I will do all the talking. I'll figure out what products they need, and you're going to reap all the benefits. And they've been pretty good with that. I've got a ton of my people working now and posting. And I had one say, oh my gosh, this is so exciting. This is so exciting. And I'm like, yeah, I know. And she's like, this is so easy. I'm like, yeah, I know. And so it's been working fantastic. I have so many more runners since I started doing this. It's actually a little bit difficult to keep up right now. I'm like, wow, because there's been a lot of people added. And then I make sure also to talk about their convenience order. So I have when people are signing up, in my notes, I have a way for ambassadors to sign up and for customers to sign up that is a step-by-step instruction. And it says in there that they need to set their convenience order. This is convenient for them so they don't run out of products, and they're not going to be charged this month, because I think people get to that and think that they're getting charged for this month and that because it shows up. And I think it scares people, and they don't do that part. So I make sure they know they're not going to get charged. I make sure that if they're not ready for a convenience order, then I don't let them sign up for wholesale right now. That's what I'm kind of talking to them about, because they have to be consistent. They have to know it's not a 30-day thing, that it's going to take 60 to 90 days, or else they're wasting their money, and they need to not, be not signing up for wholesale, and let's just start them out as preferred. And everybody's been fine with that. They've been committed, they've been doing great, and they've been giving at the time. Also, something else that I just started, because I listened to Jessica Heffley when she did a team call, and they're really big on the color personality, and it is super important. I am a red and blue color personality. So I don't know if you guys know the color personalities. Have you guys worked through that? Yeah. Okay. So I'm a red and a blue. I'm very driven. I'm very, and I like to have a ton of fun. And I'm noticing that not everybody on my team is that way. So what I've been doing is when I add an ambassador, I send them the color personality little graphic, and I ask them to tell me which color personality they are. And they've been letting me know, and then I've been sending them information that fits their color personality. So if they're a yellow, I talk to them about, this is a wonderful company because you're going to be able to help so many people. You're going to be able to change their lives, people who are trapped, people who are suffering with illnesses, suffering with finances. You're going to be able to help these people. I talk to them from a helping personality standpoint. And if they're a green, I send them a lot of product information, a lot of business information, because they like to look at that kind of stuff. And so I send them a lot of that. I'll send them a lot of videos. So I kind of work with them that way. If they're red, I get them going a different way. So I think it's helping. It really is. And I just started this actually probably last week. And it's been really interesting. So, and then I'm writing down their color personalities, their name, and what their color personality is, so I can look back and figure out every time I'm doing something how I can motivate that person. Let me see. Okay, also my newbies, I have a new ambassador getting started right group, and it has different days, like 1 through 12, and I got this from one of my sideline sisters, and it just has different days, and I just put them in the group and I tag them on day 1, and it says there that they can work through it at their speed, so they can decide if they want to go fast or slow, and there's just a lot of good information in there. So we have been using that, and I also have a customer page that our whole team has been using, and we just add all of our customers and ambassadors to that, and it has a ton of testimonies and has a lot of product information, and everybody's free. All the ambassadors are free to post on that. It's not like it's all up to me to post or anything, and that's been good for customers, because I think on the big team pages there's so much recognition, which is wonderful, and other things that there's not a lot of product information. I don't feel like that's it's kind of lacking a little bit. And so the customer page has been really good for that. So I did a lot of shout outs and a lot of specials and a lot of encouraging of my team and checking in with them and pushing them towards their next goal. And that's been really helpful for our growth this month. What else? Shout outs, reassurance, recognition. And with the new people, they of course are going to be very timid because they don't know what this is all about. So reassurance that we're going to help them with every step, and we will not make them do anything on their own. And just shout outs. I mean, when I find out their color personality, then I do a lot of recognition that way too. So I think that's all the notes I wrote down.
That's great information. I think everybody's getting a lot of good tips out of that.
Okay.
I want to ask you, so obviously you're doing a lot of coaching and pushing along and 3-way chats. How do you manage your time without feeling like you're neglecting your other roles of wife and mom and you homeschool, right? Do you homeschool?
Yeah.
and teacher, and all the other roles that you're in.
Well, that is a tricky one. I've been staying up late. So that's what I've been doing a lot of, is staying up late. Trying to, if I'm going to go play outside with the kids, then just, try to put the phone down and not be on it. It's end of the month, so I've been on my phone a lot because I'm trying to push a lot of people towards their next rank right now. So I've been working a lot more. But putting the phone down, turning the ringer off, and working a lot at night. And I used to wake up early and do it, but now I haven't been waking up as early. Now I'm staying up late. So trying to fit it in here and there. And I do have like a set, like things that I want to get done each day. And so I try to just make sure I get all those things done within a certain amount of time, and then I can go do the other things that I need to do. So it depends, because when there's calls, then I'll do things at that time and sit down. Or if I'm not doing anything, I'll go work on stuff. But that's kind of how I just fit it in where I can fit it in. I don't have like a set schedule. But.
Okay. I think it's important because everybody has a lot of different roles that they're trying to juggle, and it can get out of balance pretty easy sometimes. So I had another question, but I can't remember what it was. The customer page,
Yeah.
I like that idea. Do you feel like you get a lot of negative Nelly customers that say, no, okay.
We haven't been having a lot of customers comment, but we see that they are seeing the information.
Okay.
But they haven't been commenting a lot.
Okay. That's
So,
good to know. Good
yeah.
to know. All right, I'm going to go ahead and open it up for other people to ask questions. If you have a question, go ahead and unmute yourself, ask away, and then when you're done asking your question, mute yourself again so we don't have a lot of background noise. And I know there's another question in here for me, so I'm going to look through my notes and see what I can.
Okay. Anybody?
I've got a question. So I've been doing that as well with with a new person, where I say, like if people start commenting, we're going to start, like a 3-way chat. How long are you doing that with them? Like the first month, the first couple of months, or?
I've set no time on it.
Okay.
I just tell them, as long as you're comfortable, until you're comfortable flying on your own. And most people don't, they don't try to drag it out. But you know what? If they need it and it's going on, and I mean, I haven't had anybody that doesn't need it keep trying to get it. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, and it is good to have that 3-way, that third party validation. So I don't know if you should necessarily ever stop. I mean, if you chime in with a third party validation, that's always good. So, I mean, because they always say to do a 3-way call or a 3-way message, no matter what. So I don't know. And I don't find that they drag on and on either, where it's taking a ton of my time. I give them the information, and then if I scroll back through and I find that they've never commented back again after we send them videos, then I'll send them another little message and kind of try to bring that back if they haven't ordered or something. So that. Yeah.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
There's a particular group that has some I would consider fairly seasoned ambassadors, and we've started utilizing the 3-way chats just pretty recently. So we're having some seasoned ambassadors utilize them, but not really leading not using the upline as the third party person, rather using the upline as the person facilitating the conversation. When there is knowledge, they have the knowledge to do it, but it's almost like I don't know if it's an intimidation thing, or they don't feel like they're not confident. I'm not sure where that comes from, but I find it interesting how different people react to the 3-way chat thing. But I do think it's very helpful for the new or the potential to have that other person to kind of get some extra information from. So that's a good question, Brianna.
Yeah.
So you have a question too, right?
Me?
Yes. I saw you unmute yourself.
I always have questions. I love okay, so I have been doing a lot better with my IP. I recreated my Franks list, which everyone should do because, it was bad. I was like, oh my gosh. So I recreated it. I've been reaching out to people, and I've been using, voice message or whatever. And I would say, 90%, I'm, getting no responses, and it's I know that they hear them and they weren't responding. And I was really kind of bummed last week with the VIP call. They weren't, no one responded back. So I'm curious now that with all those people that I've reached out to, because there's some great people that I had reached out to, if I can go back and send the magic message, just type it out, even though they've read the last 2 or 3 messages, can I send them a 4th one essentially saying hey, I know you see my post, I'm reaching out to you. Have you even tried Puxis, or would that be just okay, you just need to let go? Because I had a conversation with a girl that's on my dream team, and she is getting bombarded by 2 other MLMs. And I think the problem that's happening is, well, I'll just go ahead and say, a skincare company, teaches their people to go out and cold message, and they're getting, that. And I think a lot of people are getting attacked. They feel like they're just all of a sudden getting these messages of fakeness, kind of do you really want to be my friend and want to know how I'm doing? Or is it just I know you saw something and you want me on your team? So a lot of these people that I, that are on my dream team, that are really our friends, they are also dream teamers for a lot of other companies, and
Mm-hmm.
they feel attacked. And I get that. I totally understand, because even I've gotten messages from other companies, like from people, and I'm just like, Mary Kay still. I just had another one from Mary Kay. But anyway, it's just like, obviously I'm already part of a company, but so
It's a different company though, so.
exactly. But I guess tips on that. Like I know they say it's, you're hopefully it'll result in, crop or whatever in a few months, but I'm just not getting
Okay.
responses.
So keep commenting on her regular Facebook posts. Like, do a lot of comments on her pictures on her Facebook posts that have nothing to do with say anything about Plexus, I would say. If you know her and if you know of any kind of health struggles that she has or anybody that she knows, you could send her testimonies. Because then it's, hey, following up with you again. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I've started to do, because I do have a lot of I had a lot of, hey, people were interested and then they didn't respond again or whatever. And so now I'm just sending on videos, testimonies, that kind of stuff, instead of just words about whatever. Hey, just following up with you again or whatever. So if you know of any struggles that she has, you could send her testimonies. Or if you know of a diamond documentary that would fit her personality, you could say, hey, I saw this. I thought of you. Check it out. Tell me what you think, or something like that. What else was I going to say?
Well, what I need to let on some of these other people that I've been reaching out to that I've looked in the last year, I've sent, probably, over the course of 12 months, 3 or 4 messages with no responses.
Right.
I mean, obviously they're like, oh, it takes 7-8 times, but then, on they'll comment or stuff about Plexus on my page, or other posts, on my Facebook. So it's I'm like, okay, I know they don't hate me because they're still watching me, because they'll still comment and stuff, but they're ignoring my messages, and so it's getting okay, so now I'm tempted, just like you said, the magic message, and be like, okay, seriously, I know you've been looking.
Yeah, if you haven't sent it, use that.
So, okay.
Yeah. And redoing your Frank's list. Is that what you said at the beginning?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, so important. So also, something huge is, if you guys aren't adding people on Facebook, you need to do that, because it's so good. I redid my list and I ended up over 1,000 people that I wrote down, and so I'm like, oh my gosh, who are these people? I didn't even know who they were, part of them, so then I'm trying to go and comment on their stuff and get them in my news feed. Something else I learned from another call, who was that? I don't remember who it was. Who was that? It was one of the diamonds. She's the ER nurse. Robin, is it Robbins? Is that her last name? Robinson? Anyways.
Is she on Amy Paul's? No.
Oh, I don't know.
Super short hair.
I don't know. She was on, I think it was on the Rock the Pink. Anyway, she did a Rock the Pink, and it was about branding. So I don't know if you guys have thought about your brand. A lot of people are like, I have no brand. I don't even know what you're talking about. Okay. Well, think about 3 things about you. Either 3 hobbies that you have, or that you're a mom, or that you like natural cooking, food, or you like cooking, or you like hiking. So mine was I like hiking. So I basically joined a couple of hiking groups. I joined one locally it's called, it's one with moms, and I then went on that page and I commented on stuff. And then I set up a hike and I posted it on my page. I posted it on that page. I met up with two gals, met at one of them. One was from Las Vegas. She's an acrobat. She was here visiting her sister and came to the hike. So not only did I make a connection with the sister, then I made the connection with the other sister too. So there was 2 new people. Plus I've made, I don't even know, 10 new friends from the hiking thing. I have a hike tomorrow. I'm meeting 5 new people. So, just try to get in there, comment, and make friends that way. You have something in common, and then since I did hiking, I posted stuff on my personal page about hiking. So if they see me in this hiking group and they go to my personal page that has nothing about hiking, they're going to be like, but if they see stuff about hiking, they'll be like, okay, and they'll friend me back. We have something in common. We can chat about it. I met somebody from Seattle. She's like, oh, when I come over there, I want to go hiking. I met some other lady from Seattle. Oh, we're moving over there this summer back to, where I live. We need to get together and go hiking. Okay. And so try to just think about what fits you and try to get into some groups on Facebook and comment a lot on it. Make friends through there. You have something in common. One of them right away was like, hey, how did you lose your weight? Because I lost like 70 some pounds, blah, blah, blah. I want to be friends with people she was asking me stuff. And I just told her, oh, Plexus and eating better and exercising. And we haven't talked anymore about it. I didn't push her anymore. I just told her, and we're going to go hiking sometime. She sees my Facebook. There you go. So I'm going to call.
Who's Dad?
He's gone.
What are we having for dinner?
He's going to bring something. I'm going to call Emma.
Oh my gosh, that cracks me up. Hashtag mom life right there.
Right. Yeah. So anyways, I think that has been huge. So if you can think about something that you can, kind of make that your brand, something about you, then you can be more relatable to people of the same, groups.
There's literally a group for everything. There's stay-at-home mom groups. There's homeschool mom groups. There's workout group. There's literally a group for everything. So
one of my friends, Ashley, just popped up on the screen. She has donkeys. She's like, I'm in a donkey owners group thing. There is a group for everything.
That's funny.
A girl in the fascia blast, because I have a fascia blaster. Oh gosh, what happened to my friended me on Facebook and was messaging me about fascia blaster today. And then she was like, oh, you look really good. Like, what do you do? And then that kind of led the way. So I'm like, and she lives in Delaware. Yeah. So we've been chatting on Messenger from fascia.
It's fantastic. And there's a lot of people that have no idea what Plexus is.
Yeah.
So
crazy.
And if you're not posting on Facebook too, people will go to whoever's posting on Facebook when they are, so you just never know. You just need to post and random people will.
Yeah.
Because they're going to see other people posting about Plexus, but if they know that you are serious about it, then they're going to want to come to you and post about what it's doing for you. Mm-hmm. That's super important. And that it's not just one thing. Post about all the different aspects of it, because I had one gal that just joined me and she's like, well, I knew somebody, but she never talked to me about the business, and she never talked to me about it being any more than weight loss. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So,
it's mind blowing.
Yeah.
Okay. I did think of the question that I was going to ask you all ago. So your planner being filled up, that makes my heart race a little bit, but I'm going to do it. My question is, do you do it at the beginning of the week? Do you fill out your days for the week? Do you do it at the beginning of the month and fill out your whole calendar for the month? Do you do it the night before and fill out your calendar for the next day? How do you plan that out so that you're ready to go with your IPA and not kind of scrambling to figure out who you need to message?
So what I originally did when I started this was when I started the 10 people a day, and as people started because I add people frequently as friends. I try not to go a lot with people that I know that live around here that have a lot of mutual friends because, I have a lot of ambassadors around me. So I'm trying to get outside to different places. So I will go to friends that live out in different cities and different states, and I'll friend them, and I'll go to their friends list and I'll friend them out. Anyways, but when people accept my friend request, then what I would do is I would write their name on my calendar. And so I was doing like 5 to 10 names a day, and it was just going out. So as they accepted my friend request, I would write 5, and I'd go the next day, write 5, go the next day, write 5. I don't necessarily do 10 a day now, but that's what really started me going and really kick-started all of all of it. So that's how I was filling it up. And then I would write on their birthdays, and then I would just try to write follow-up. But that wasn't necessarily weekly. I kind of write as I go too. So some of it was like way ahead of time. Some of it was the week before. Some of it was like, oh man, that person signed up today and it's this Monday, so I'm going to check in with her and I'm going to write it on 3 days from now and next week. So I remember to follow up with that person. So I kind of do all of the above. I write it ahead of time, weekly, monthly. Yeah. So, but I also, as people are accepting my friends' requests, I just continue to write their name down in my book. So it's just I don't even know what I'm at now. I don't know. I think I'm at maybe 1,400 or something.
That's great. And then how do you go about following up with your current customers? And then also, do you do regular follow-ups with your like level 1 team members, or do you have like a group that they're in by themselves? Like how do you manage that? Because once you get senior gold ruby and you have that many level 1s, then you're juggling your own customers, your own ambassadors, and then all of this adding. So tell us kind of how you juggle all of that.
Okay, well, my ones that are active are I have okay, so I had my own team page with every single person on my team below, but we just combined to our Emeralds page basically and got rid of all of our team pages that were below Emerald. But what I did was I took my team page and changed it into my business builders. So anybody who's interested, who signs up, who wants to work the business is now on that page. Doesn't matter what level they are down from me. They're all on there. And so I can keep up with them that way. And I do special contests just for them. And then we have the big team page for everybody. So if they're not active, because those active people, you're talking to them all the time, I feel like. But the ones that are just kind of wholesale, I'm going to follow up with them like weekly, and I do that just individually. So until they're off and running and everything's working well for them, then monthly usually. But as they start off, when they get their products, and I send them a schedule for starting their products too, and I send them the thing about detox, because they need to know that they're going to go through this stuff and that we're going to celebrate it and not freak out and stop our products because they all want to stop their products. And it's like, no. So I tell them, do not stop. Tell me what's going on and we'll work through it. So it's important that you do keep contact, because they will not contact you for some reason. Oh, I stopped them. Like, no. Yeah. So make sure you're contacting them. Like, I tell them as soon as they get their stuff, they usually never do. So I try to just follow up in like 3 to 5 days when they should be getting their stuff. And then make sure, okay, so you know how to start the products. Okay, we're clear on that. And then, make sure and let me know if anything's happening. And then probably in a week from then. So
I think that's good. I always like to ask that question because everybody kind of has a little bit of a difference.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Giving some different ideas for that. All right. Well, we have time for a couple more questions. Does anybody else have a question for Kelli? Anyone? Bueller? All right. Going once, going twice. All right. Well, Kelli, thank you so much. You guys, I think I forgot to mention, Kelli's a labor nurse. So we have a lot in common that way also, just being very science-minded. So, thank you so much for all of those tips. I think I got a lot of tips out of that, some adjustments and some things that I'm going to work on. And I hope everybody else got some good ideas for what they need to change and adjust and that kind of thing. So thank you for, Chelsea says, I also had gastroparesis. But not anymore.
Yay!
That's awesome. I don't think I knew that. Bizarre, but okay, well, good.
Okay.
So, thank you for taking time out of your dinner time to hop on our call. She lives on the West Coast.
West Coast.
So
in
she's
Washington.
2 hours behind us. So it is dinner. That's why her kids are like, "Why are we eating for dinner?" Because I'm hungry, and you're in here talking to these people in the blizzard of Oklahoma. Thank you for hopping on. I really, really appreciate it. Pouring into my team that you don't know. We really appreciate your time, and looking forward to the big reveal on Saturday. That's going to be super exciting.
Yes.
So, and then we'll see you in Vegas. Brianna said, "Can we get a copy of your welcome message?" So if you'll PM that to me, if you're willing to share that, I'll share that on my big team page, and everybody can copy that into the notes on their phone. So
do you have the step-by-step, like, new ambassador sign up?
That would be fantastic. I think that would be very helpful. So, all right. Well, we're going to let you go eat. Thank you guys for hopping on tonight, and I will be chatting with you all later. We have a few times a month. Keep going. Bye.